Thank you so much. Being here, Greece is for me like a home, and thank you for inviting me again. On geopolitics, one major issue, very important, and of course on climate policies. Geopolitics, if you look back, dear friends, then we will clearly understand the last global consensus, 2015, and I was so proud to be there. 2015, two major global impact goals and two major achievements. The one was the Paris Agreement on Climate, and the other one was the SDGs. And I was so proud to put my signature on that. Since 2015, there is no consensus anymore. We see very strong leaders, but as I usually say, strong but not wise. Because on geopolitics, you can be very strong, but strength to me is something very temporary. Wisdom is something that is lasting. So strong, but not wise. You can be the president of Russia, Mr. Putin. He could be very strong, attack, destroy his neighbor. But this is not wise to do so. And let me tell you, from my point of view, geopolitically, he already lost the war. Why? Because of his two major objectives. The one was that he wanted NATO to withdraw to the borders back in 1997. Never happened. It's the opposite. NATO is stronger, bigger. The second objective of President Putin was, he wrote an essay about that 1.5 years ago. I understand Russian, I read Russian. So he said, basically, that's the Russian world. And Ukraine is part of Russian world. It's our brothers. No, you see today, he lost totally and completely. Ukraine is a brave nation, reborn, strong as never before. And just imagine when this is going to be part of the Russian world. So Putin lost. Then we look at another very strong leader, President Trump. You can be very strong and impose tariffs. They never work on the long term. You can be very strong and say, I'm making deals, I'm a peacemaker. Peace is never linked. And especially if you don't speak about peace of today, but sustainable peace is never linked to deals. Peace is linked to human rights. Peace is linked to rule of law. Peace is linked to institutions and rules that apply for everybody, rich and poor, big and small countries in the world, who oblige to the rules of peace. And as you see today, we have everything but not order. We do have a disorder. And you can be very strong like President Trump and say, there is no virus, it's a climate, it's a Chinese virus, or there is no climate change. Well, I believe strong, yes, but not wise. Because wise leaders, they have at least a scientific approach. They can learn from history. They can learn from science. They can build up what was achievement of former generations. And here my simple point is I'm coming to climate policies. Well, you see, climate, just look at my country. If you look at statistics, 2010, 2025, 10 times more wildfires, 2025 compared to 2010. 15 times bigger territory has been part of wildfires in 2025 than 2010. But there is no climate change? For me, there is. And because of that, when I was a Minister of Modernization, but also Head of State of Bulgaria, we've done a lot with few. And here is my major point I want you to understand. I travel all over the world. I talk to, especially in Africa, give us subsidies. I said, no, listen. Subsidies should be used in a very wise way so that you create with subsidies a market. Subsidies are not to be given and dispersed to certain people and industries. No. Subsidy is a major tool of wisdom if you understand how a market works to create a market. And let me give you some very simple facts, because we have so many friends here in Greece, and sometimes they say, how come Bulgaria has developed in the last 10, 15 years so fast? If you look at all the data. Well, here is an example. We totally, and I'm going to announce to you that in 2035, we are going to put into exploitation the most modern Westinghouse technology, most safe two nuclear reactors in Europe. 2035, we have the money, we have the funding, we have the contract. They're all in place. And that is based not because somebody wants to spend money, it's because you have a market. Second, in 2035, Bulgaria will be the first, we have the ambition to do so, in the region to have the SMDs, the SMRs, the small modular reactors, 300 megawatt. Deal has been signed with General Electric. It's moving on. There is a location. We are doing the design 2035. And there is zero government money on that. It's a private-driven project because there is a market for that. If you look at renewables, in a sunny day, my country today, we produce 6,000, our economy needs 6,000, we produce more than we need, but in a sunny day, the whole energy we need comes from solars. We impose this wise policies in place, so today a simple Bulgarian can watch on his mobile phone and the app and he can say, I do what the dream of every trader is. I buy cheap, I sell expensive. How can you do that? Buy your own battery, put it in your yard. Even you don't need to have solars. But in my country that works. You can buy cheap in the night, you can sell expensive during the day with your own battery. We're not giving any dollar for that from the state. But it works because there is a market. Last but not least, we are very, very grateful to Greece and Turkey. Greece and Turkey, our neighbors, they helped us, they saved us because we managed to diversify our gas transportation systems today. We're linked to Serbia, Romania, Greece, Turkey, and when Gazprom, in a totally strong but not wise way, attacked Bulgaria and stopped gas supplies in the middle of the night, the result was nobody cares. Today, just 3 years ago, we were 100% dependent on Russian gas. Today, we're 0% dependent on Russian gas, and we don't care because we have a market. And with the subsidies in place, we managed to create a market that works. And it's a simple advice. Whenever you spend public money, look at the magic words. Public money is a platform. Public money is there to serve business, to expand. And public money and subsidies are there for wise climate policies to create wise and long-term solutions that can work, not short-term, just populistic decisions that might help somebody today, but damage the next generation tomorrow. Thank you.